Hi there, Cancers. Welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten, and I have your love and emotional dynamic for the mid-month of July all laid out for you. Sorry that these are late, but I've been very busy. I don't derive my living from these readings, so I have to work. Also, I became a Reiki master recently, so I've been very busy with those studies and had a wonderful experience becoming a Holy Fire Reiki master, which I highly recommend any Reiki practitioners to look into. William Lorand and the Holy Fire experience is incredible. But anyway, let's get on to your reading. This is general, so it won't apply to all of you Cancers, although please try to listen for the general energies, because you can apply that to your situation, although I may not call out your scenario. And because it's general, messages can be received vice versa. You'll have to apply it to your situation. So let's go ahead and get started. We got two cards here. This is for coupled Cancers, and these two are for single Cancers. So we got the Magician and the Three of Wands. And so for you coupled Cancers, I feel like you're going to be wanting to manifest more happiness, joy, and fulfillment in your love life between now and the end of July. And I feel like with the Three of Wands next to the Magician, that your partner is very supportive, very understanding, willing to work with you in whatever direction that you want to initiate or go forward in, okay? Because I feel like you're going to be the one making the plans. You're going to be the one initiating how to go forward. And they got your back, which is great. They're willing to listen to you and to support you. For singles, we got the Nine of Pentacles, which is always like the singles card. I'm not going to pick it up. I'm just going to point to it. Hopefully you guys can see it from this distance. And then you got the Strength card as well. So I feel like single Cancers, you're deriving a lot of strength from your singlehood right now. Maybe you've been through a rough time of it in the past, emotionally. Maybe you have chosen wrong partners in the past, or you've recently come out of a bad relationship, or are healing from a bad relationship. But I feel like right now you're harnessing your freedom and your independence, and directing your energies towards bettering your emotional health, your physical health, your diet, or strengthening your business or work responsibilities. And some of you are deriving a lot of pleasure as well from your pets. But I feel overall that you're utilizing this time to connect to yourself or to the divine, to heal yourself, and to gather strength from your independence. So I feel like the majority of you out there aren't really sweating being single right now. I feel like you're trusting in your fate at this time, or you're trying to trust in your fate at this time, okay? And some of you Cancers may be dealing with an earth sign or a fire sign person, which could be Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, or a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So let's go into the Sibyllus. Now, these are general for both single and couple, okay? But based on what I just called out, you'll be able to follow this a little bit better. So, we've got this, can't pronounce it. Trying to use the Italian. This is known as the Lunatic's card in English. But it's called the Di Laranti in Sibylla in Italian. So when this is reversed, this is about making mistakes, blunders, but it's not like it's something you often do, okay? So don't be so hard on yourself. But this is your energy, and you're being hard on yourself. feel like for couples, this card means the mistakes that you've made in the past may have had some serious consequences on you in the present, or in how you're conducting yourself going forward in the future. And you're trying to correct yourself. I feel like for overall, both coupled and single cancers are trying to heal themselves. So you're trying to correct yourself or correct your way of thinking so you don't make the same mistakes that you made in the past. So you're trying to get your head straight and understand that how your life has turned out, you actually brought that on by your way of thinking. And you attracted these things to yourself through poor choices that maybe you made when you were younger and weren't very impressionable. So give yourself a break for that. And I feel like your partner, for you couples, is going to be very understanding, very helpful, almost like a counselor. Listening ear and lots of wise counsel with this Literado card to support you and help you with this inner work that you're doing. And also, this call talks about accidental pregnancy, and I do see a lot of pregnancy cards here. We've got 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, the Bambino card from Sibylla, and Giovine van Ciola, or let's just say the Queen of Clubs. She can also be pregnant. So there's a lot of pregnancy cards here, so maybe some of you, single or couple, may be dealing with accidental pregnancy, because it was a mistake, or it wasn't something that was planned. And so you may be trying to making plans for the future, looking into the future, but it's up to you really whether or not you want to keep the baby, abort it, or put it up for adoption, single or couple. Okay. So, also, your deeper feelings by the Literado card here. This man at a table with a lot of books. Okay. He represents your deeper feelings or your inner motivations. So I feel like this card is saying that for singles or for couples, that your person of interest or your partner or your situation is heavily heavily on your mind right now. And you may be thinking a lot about how they feel, your partner or external influences feel about your situation. Okay? So you might be feeling ashamed of yourself, again. And being hard on yourself. And what others think about your situation matters a lot to you. But I also feel like this card is saying that you have a lot of inner strength. This strength card here, and the good sense. He's pretty smart, and the good sense to grow and mature from your previous experiences and your previous mistakes. So I think you're maturing. He's a pretty mature guy here. I think you're maturing from your experiences, Cancer. And I feel like you're creating something new or recreating yourself. And for those of you that are in a relationship, your mate is someone you can trust, and they're loving you and supporting you through this inner growth. Okay? And for those of you who are single, I feel like there is support for you, maybe from a father figure. If it's a accidental pregnancy, the father or the father figure or a father figure can help you and support you through this time and give you some wise advice or counsel. All right, so now let's move on to your person, your partner, or your person of interest, or your situation, and what they're bringing to the table. So we have here the literally a table. Let me pull this card up. It's called the Conversation. It's the Ace of Hearts in Sibylla. Okay. You guys can see it real closely, I hope. So, I feel like for couples, there's a lot of talking and a lot of sharing. I guess I'll just hold up the cards. There's a lot of talking and a lot of sharing, and overall, like I said, tranquility, understanding, support from your partner or mate. I feel like you are expressing yourself, and your partner is very very attentive to your needs. You see how they're paying so much close attention to her. And I think you're deriving a lot of pleasure and satisfaction through being able to freely express yourself to your partner. And I'm happy for you, Cancer, those of you that are coupled and find yourself in a relationship like that. Make sure to appreciate him or her. And so this also talks about planning. You're going over plans for your future. And again, I see you are taking the initiative and you're directing the way it will flow. For singles, you may be spending more time with friends and family, or perhaps trying to meet new people, make new friends, make new contacts, There may even be some reunions with old friends and colleagues, like-minded people. A lot of sharing. Sharing your time and sharing your ideas with them. And I feel like you're getting a lot of attention. And for some of you, you may be dating in the dating world, single, but dating. And look, because you're so independent, it's like you're a magnet. And so you have many suitors, many people interested in grabbing your interest or your attention. And so you're going to be the one making selections. And you hopefully, I think you're determined not to make the same bad choices that you made in the past. You're going to be much more wiser and mature now and make better selections for yourself. So hallelujah. This card can also, because if you see the cups on the table, can also be talking about your diet and your nutrition. And remember, I said earlier, some of you singles are going to be, whoops, I dropped a card. Some of you singles are going to be working on your health and using your singlehood to get yourself in a better shape, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So you may be dieting or starting a new health care regime, and then some of you who are pregnant, you're going to have to watch your diet. I didn't mention earlier as well with this singles card, the strength card. I feel like some of you may be spending a lot of time not only caring for yourself, but maybe caring for your pets, deriving a lot of comfort through interaction with your pets. Or, like I said, you could be expecting a child, and there's just a lot of there's like a soulmate connection here, or an intuitive, deep connection with unconditional love here. So I feel like it could be with a pet, or with, some of you are expecting, with the child that's in your belly. So, okay. So, again, back to this, you could be having to plan or stick to changes in your diet or a healthcare regime for whatever reason that applies to you. Now, the deeper feelings of your person, partner, person of interest, or external influences that are affecting your love life or emotional life, we got this Bambino card. So, like I said, some of you, literally, there's a baby on the way, baby in the womb. For some of you, it could even be, this could also represent your pet as well. A very... you love your pet like you love your child. And then some of you may even be getting a new pet. Maybe a new puppy or a new kitten. Okay? So this represents new things. Could also represent for some a new job or new responsibilities. New money-making ventures. New creative ventures. Things that are just developing. They haven't yet taken full form yet. And so, but they're about to arrive. They're in the you're about to give birth to these things. So, I feel like this card is saying that you have to take some time. Special time. You're taking special time and attention to care and to nurture these new developing things, be it a pet, a baby, or a new healthcare regime or a new job, whatever. It takes time. It takes nurturing. It takes special attention. Also, I feel like your pet, some of you, your pet may, some of you, your pet may be going through something nutritionally or in their digestive system, and you might have to change their food or their diet. So, you'll be looking into that. Okay. So now let's go to the Queen of Clubs. I can't pronounce her name in Italian. This is a very sensitive woman. She usually represents a woman who's under 30, but this is a general reading. So she represents, I feel like she represents you. Whether you're male or female, she represents your energies. And so I feel like you're just absorbing all of this newness in, newness that's coming in, and also dealing with how it came in. Because I don't think you had an easy time of it. Or you made a mistake and somehow you found yourself here. So you're just trying to absorb everything right now and digest it all and make sense of it all with this L'Adorado card. You're trying to accept your current situation with grace and trying not to be too hard on yourself going forward. Some of you may feel, because this woman is psychic, very psychic, she has a very absorbent aura as a meaning for this card. So some of you may be appreciating that your partner is so tuned into you at this time, or you are tuning in to yourself and to your surroundings, or to your pets, or to this new baby that's on the way, or new projects that you're trying to develop. You're really tuning into it in a very intimate and psychic way. Okay? Some of you may even go and see a psychic or a card reader, because this is, could be a card reader here. I don't know if you see the symbolism there, sitting around a table and getting your cards read. To help you understand your situation better and get a better hold on how to deal with it and how to go forward. Okay? I'm trying to keep this general so you can apply it to whatever your situation is. So I'm not going to go into what I think it might be. So some of you might be seeing psychics, or maybe even developing your own psychic abilities at this time, or getting wise counsel, from those that you trust. She also talks about, again, inexperience and rash mistakes, like this lunatic card over here. So again, and she's pointing. See, she's pointing at this Letterado card. And you have to pay attention to where she points, because she's telling you what needs to be fixed. When the card that she's pointing to you is telling you the situation that needs to be fixed. And this is in the position of external advice, like steps that you could take that could help your situation. So she's pointing to Letterado. So what she's saying, I think, is that, and I've already said this before, get that wise counsel, get that caring counsel. It could be from your partner, it could be from a card reader or a psychic, a father figure, a loving friend, a female friend. And don't be so hard on yourself for the mistakes that you made or how you got yourself in this situation. Don't be so hard on yourself. It's important to forgive yourself right now, to let that go, get it out of your aura. Some of you might need to get a spiritual cleansing to help free yourself from the past, okay? Because you're carrying it with you, if that makes sense to you. You might need to cut some cords that you still have attached to the past. It's about forgiving yourself, I think, is what she's really saying. And heal yourself right now. That's what you should spend this time, the rest of this month, doing. And everything that's happening right now, she also can be very impressionable or anxious or afraid or uncertain about her future. And that's okay. That's certainly natural, especially if you're like expecting, you're starting something new. There is something new that's starting for a majority of you, whatever it is. Baby, job, business, new love, something is new, something's being developed that hasn't begun yet, and you're nervous about it. You're like an apprentice here. Maybe you've never done this before. But to give yourself a break and just know that that's natural. It's natural to have nerves. And there is support here for you. I think that this new beginning is also the end of an old identity. And that's why it's so scary. So you really are super changing right now. Maturing and changing who you are. In the next couple of weeks. It's so fast. Okay, and as I say that, I look at this Letterado card. This talks about things happening very quickly. So fast. the time frame here is 2 weeks, a week to 2 weeks. So that could also be making you nervous. Huh. You might feel like things are happening too fast or too quick. This card also says to pay attention to your emails and your texts, your phone calls, phone messages. There might be some information coming in that is important, and so you try not to miss it, or an invitation between now and the end of July that's important. So make sure to stay in touch with your messages. I clarified that with this Denaro card, or Denari card, which is the money card in Sibylla. And this card talks about new beginnings as well, or an invitation, or some money that's coming in that could support you, or someone will be supporting you financially. You may have a past history with whatever this support is. And it could also mean that you're overcoming your past history, your mistake, whatever the consequence is because of your mistake, you're overcoming it with this card. You're coming out on top, and your situation is going to improve overall. Financially and emotionally when you get this card. And the Seven of Pentacles kind of confirms that as well. This card is about assessing your situation and seeing, where you've been and how much further you have to go. See, she's expecting too, waiting for things to develop, and making wise choices, wise selections going forward, wiser choices and wiser selections, learning from your past mistakes. This card also says that, and look at the symbology here. This card talks about getting a return on your investment, and look, we're getting a return on your investment. So I think things are going to work out for you, Cancer. I think overall, especially if you're worried about maybe some of you single, about to be mothers, might be wondering if you can do it on your own. And I think that the Nine of Pentacles and the Strength card is saying yes, you can. But the choice is up to you. And don't let other people, let people give you advice and counsel, but ultimately the choice is up to you. And I feel like you're going to be supported in those choices. And make sure that you're around people who will support you, okay? Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed your reading. Let me read your oracle card. We got get to know each other, okay? This is just a general oracle card overall for both singles and couples. Alright, hopefully you can see that. But let me read its meaning. And that's from the Whispers of Love Oracle. So this card is called Getting to Know Each Other. Learning to meet another's need for love. So for some of you, it's your partner's meeting your need for love right now, if you're in a couple. And for some of you, you're deriving satisfaction through meeting the needs of, like, maybe your pet or this new baby that's on the way, or a new project that needs your attention. And you're deriving satisfaction from that. Learning to meet another's need for love is important for the relationship to grow. The need to feel loved and appreciated motivates how we will act in a relationship. Taking time to understand each other will benefit you, as you find that this will only help love to grow. So recognize your differences and don't try to control. Don't try to control every aspect of what's before you. Allow things to unfold and to develop naturally. All right, I hope you enjoyed your reading, Cancer. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And if you'd like a personal reading, my information will be in the description box below. Take care and have a wonderful rest of July. Blessings.